Thank you for staying with FCT Brief. Now, I believe you're well sat with your cup of coffee. We will now continue our conversation with the Honorable Minister of State for Agriculture, and he has been telling us on the implementation strategy of the 250 billion naira loan for smallholder farmers. Now, Honorable Minister, there are fears that even when these loans are approved, there is delay in disbursement, and this will translate to farmers losing out on planting season because these funds are not immediately accessible. How would you assure these farmers that this time it will be different?
Well, we're talking about an all-year-round farming. And so within this context, every time we take action, there will be beneficiaries. And remember, agriculture also requires that you plan. And if you have to plan, then you must do the process. In most instances, it is the lack of planning that has always created problems for us. And we know agriculture is a time-bound and sensitive, endeavor. And so within that context, we are also looking at how we are going to avoid some of the things you have said. So it's a balancing thing, in the sense that if you just decide because announcement has been made about a 250 billion, or I find everybody come and make application. If you say that, you will get everybody. And you will get emergency farmers. You get the portfolio farmers they're talking about. Remember, at the beginning, we said clearly that we are out to crowd out fake farmers, portfolio farmers. I've said it times without number. My brother and colleague have said it times without number. So our intention is very clear. We want to get down to the root of making sure that if we are dealing with 1 million farmers, we know these are farmers that we know their farm locations, and we have the figure and the number. Now, let me tell you one of the things we are doing also. Because you see, you can't keep doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. We've seen so much. You've talked about the anchor borrowers. When the anchor borrowers was planned, I will tell you, the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security then, that was Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development as it then was not carried along. That's why it was anchored by the CBN itself. They are supposed to have empowered the ministry whose mandate is this subject matter. But that was not what happened. At the end of the day, all kinds of things came on board. Now, what are the lessons to be drawn here? The lessons to be drawn here is simply to say that we should not take that path again because we've seen what happened. Now, if we are to take the right path, then what are we supposed to do? We need to ask the question, who are our farmers? Where are the farms? These questions, we are having programs now. Right now, a lot of work is going on to answer and provide solution on this. Because with technology today, we know it's very easy for you to know who the farmers are in terms of so many indicators or unique identifiers for them. But beyond that also, there are people who are farmers, they don't have farm. They either lease the farm or rent the farm. So all of these things are issues we are aware of, and we are working with many other government agencies that have, ancillary mandate to us, like the NIMC, okay, and, the MBS, so that at the end of the day, we want to be sure that the Federal Ministry of Agriculture will be fully in charge in terms of knowing who the farmers are, where the farmers are, and what they are doing. Now, before you come in, let me say this. Graciously, when we review the situation, we realize we do not have a standard institutionalized gatekeeper for our agricultural data and the like. So for that reason, the federal government has now decided, we in particular have decided, because the two of us, when we came on board, we said we must reform the institutions. So we have now established the Federal Department of Agricultural Data and Analytics. This is to enable us know exactly what is happening in terms of what has happened yesterday. Because even if you have data and you are not able to gain insight into why the data is saying what it's saying to you, how do you grow? Okay. So there's quite a lot of things we are doing as a ministry to ensure that the mistake of the past is not repeated on us.